5 choke points disrupting global shipping. Hello, this is Chart GPT today. You know, there's this recent phenomenon that seems to be occurring here as we start 2024 very soon here, and that is global shipping is being disturbed by a variety of things that are going on. So we thought we'd kind of point this out because it's something very current in the news. Here's kind of a map of the heat map of where all the shipping goes, and there's 5 of these points. And they're not all the same reasons. We have the situation down in Panama, Gibraltar, the Red Sea, which is getting a lot of press, off the coast of India, and even in and around Singapore. So each one of these have a separate issue. Some of them are somewhat related. But we've all talked about the Yemeni attacks. We reported this earlier. You can check out the description and the reference links in the post link in the description box below. And so here's a variety of attacks that's still going on. And then there's a more recent one that's starting to expand. There was a ship that was attacked by a drone off the coast of India. Now, you know, India has a pretty strong Muslim population there, so they may be doing that in sympathy for the Israeli-Hamas conflict there. So this is somewhat related to that conflict that's ongoing. And then we have the situation in the Straits of Gibraltar. Now, Iran has threatened to close that strait. Now, some people think that's a bit nonsensical. I don't know if they can actually do that. But 100,000 ships pass through each year, and if they block the Mediterranean access, obviously that would be devastating. About a third of global trade goes through there. So this could be a building event. Then the next thing here is evidently the Malaysians, again heavily a Muslim country, has denied passage and is setting an embargo against Israeli flagged ships or Israeli owned ships, which is affecting a lot of the trade there through the straits there in Singapore. And it's a very critical joint point. It's the way the island shape, they'd have to go around the Australian continent. Indonesia hasn't made a statement yet, but if Indonesia refuses, they're going to choke that off, and it could become an embargo situation, and very likely that is to happen. So, and then we talked already, we've had a post on this before, about the Panama Canal. It's being threatened by drought, and so that's another choke point. So all these choke points are causing disruptions in the trade and obviously prices and insurance. But recently the U.S. announced that this Operation Prosperity Guardian. A lot of people feel that the U.S. has been the guardians of a global trade. But if you reading those details in the reference link, many of the countries are kind of refusing, partly because they don't want to be seen as part of the coalition attacking in the Red Sea. So they give it tacit support. So even though there's a group of nations supporting it, they're not supporting it that strong. So the effect of that on pricing here, let's take a look at the pricing. On one hand, the pricing has jumped. We see the prices have jumped from around the 950 to 12. That's about 1250, which is about a 50% increase in that freight index. However, you got to realize the freight index have come down dramatically since the COVID panic, but we're on the way back up. And of course, obviously, this would mean higher inflation, longer lead times in global trade, so that could impact the GDP of a lot of the world. In fact, so this is a concern. That being said, with the operation that the U.S. has done, the master is starting to Red Sea shipping operations again, with the security force deploying, potentially a positive. Maybe this is a flash in the pan. Take our online poll. Will these attacks give us a concern and will affect global shipping going forward? Take the poll again on that description post link there, and give us your opinion on where you think that this is going to have an effect or not. Check out the AI. It gives you some of the concerns that need to be thought of when you think about global shipping. So something we'll need to be watching going into 2024. Don't forget to subscribe.